today is going to be a sketch day video and I have something to bring to you. I don't know if you're gonna think I'm crazy, but they say reading is very, very good for your health, your mind. It's just good for the body and soul. But I suggest otherwise because when I read, my nightmares go to an extent where you are gonna think I should be locked away somewhere. Oh my goodness. I have been reading the book. I don't know if I should tell you it because I'm only halfway through. I don't want any spoilers, but you should start reading it maybe. I don't know how the ending is actually, but it's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This book, oh my goodness, the nightmares I have been creating in my brain from it. I just have to draw it for you and tell you. I'm going to be drawing something really creepy with snakes and a coffin, and you will just have to see it. I'm going to explain to you what my nightmares and what this book has been doing to my mind. So let's get started. So this book is very good so far, but the nightmares, like I said, oh my gosh, I had this nightmare. I'm going to draw it for you and explain in detail about it. It was like something from a Goosebumps series meets, I don't even know what type of Tales from the Crypt, X-Files type thing there exists, but I had this nightmare. I wrote it down, so if I look down during this video, girl, I'm reading what happened. I was so into it. I woke up, I'm like, I have to write this down before people think I'm crazy. You're probably just going to think I'm crazy. But let's get into the story about my nightmare. Oh my gosh. So I was helping out my friend who went to this school, and they were telling me how they had this creepy boarding school where they had to serve like this serpent god that they worshipped, and it was like a snake figure, and all the kids that were bad all of a sudden disappeared and were like eaten by this serpent snake thing. It was like a private school. They all had to wear the same type of clothes. And I didn't believe him, but he wanted to take me on this adventure because the school was no longer like existing where the serpent god lived, but they wanted to find the ruins of it and tell me, look girl, it exists. It's right here. So I went with them, and I don't know why I have bad judgment and nightmares, but I do. So we went and found this slab in the middle of like a forest area. And there's 3 numbers on the slab, and we had to wait for like the moon and sunlight at the sunset to hit it, where the sun was shining against the numbers and the moonlight had to shine against one certain number. I remember the number 3 popping up, and if you get the wrong number, you are going to go down the hole and be eaten by the serpent. Yes, it's gonna be deathly. There's gonna be like probably things stabbing your body if you go down the wrong entrance to this gateway where this serpent god is. But I was with like a whole group of kids, and they were determined to find the serpent god. Like they had to serve him and defeat the bad kids, and it was like their duty to find him so the serpent thing could chew up all the bad kids and they would just be eaten and the world would be better in these kids' eyes. So I was like, okay, let's find this. You're probably making this up. But like I said, once the number 3 hit with the sunlight and stuff on that entrance slab thing of stone, we went down to the number 3 that was shining on, and we go in this dungeon thing, and we find this book. And one of the kids, he was like the chosen one who had to serve this serpent god, and he opened the book, and that's when all the bad things just started going downhill. And he is like Ash for Pokemon, where the story revolves around him and bad things happen to him sometimes. Yeah. And when he's reading this book and trying to figure out what's happening, this snake emerges from this old tattered book, and it's the same color as the pages, and it starts like going through the chamber around us and searching for the bad kids on the school that is right next to where the school's ruins are that we're at right now, and it starts inhaling these bad kids, eating them, and while it's eating them, the rest of its body turns into this glass coffin. I kid you not, where you can see through it. It was the size that a human could fit in, but there was like rings inside, and it was like these things that are to hold the bracelets. You know, you see bracelets for display at very fancy jewelry stores that I can afford. Yeah, it had like the holdings for bracelets, and all of a sudden each kid, it was eating this giant snake where half its body was turning into a coffin with like the ring things in it for the bracelets. It was turning these kids into bracelets inside this coffin. It was very gaudy and embellished, but with glass see-through to it. And you saw these kids transforming into jewelry, and you're like, what type of lion, witch, and wardrobe thing was this coming out of? And once this kid thought that all of the bad kids were done and eaten up, he felt so fine and dandy, but there was empty spots in the jewelry coffin case once the snake completely was done and finished and turned into this coffin. So he opened up the book again. I think this was a bad idea, and all of a sudden this serpent comes alive again. He's like, okay, I guess I'm not done. You want me to do this again? So he gets 3 or 4 more kids to fill up the empty space in the jewelry case coffin that it was in. And not only when he is done with that and fills up the whole case, he all of a sudden bites this kid's body, lower half the body, and drags it across this chamber. I think I've been maybe thinking about Harry Potter too much. Actually, I haven't. I don't know where I got this nightmare from, but he's dragging this child into the book, and the child is transforming into a skeleton, the color same pages as that book, into like this weird drawing thing, and it's engulfing into the coffin. So this kid is dragging, holding this book while it's being sucked into this coffin by the snake. The kid is like part of the coffin, and his head transforms into the book as well. So each page is like a slice of his skull. It's so weird. So when you flip through the pages, you're actually looking through this kid's skull because it goes into the book. It's so creepy and weird. It's hard to explain. It's like a model of the kid's brain and skull with the book. It's very morbid, I know. And it's actually sitting at the head of the coffin, like at this pedestal with like the glass case with all of the children bracelets inside this glass coffin. I know it's really hard to explain, but I'm gonna draw it for you, or at least attempt to. This drawing roughly took me under an hour, probably around 45 to 50 minutes. It was so interesting to draw. I know I have very, very creepy nightmares. I was listening to Dead Man's Bones. I love that album to draw creepy things to. I don't know what it is about things that are creepy that inspire me to draw, or how I got this nightmare. Maybe I was eating too late. I don't know what. Maybe daylight savings time just took over my body, but we'll just see what happens. I think it's the book I'm reading, actually. I need to finish it. But I had so much fun drawing this, even though it was kind of creepy to relive your nightmares, and I hope you guys enjoyed the creepy sides of it too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the sketch day video, even though it was super dark and creepy. I'm wearing a Coraline jacket outfit. Bad decision, it's getting hot. But thank you guys so much for watching, and what I would like to know today is if you have any books to suggest for me to read. I cannot wait to finish reading Miss Peregrine's, I think it's called, Home for Peculiar Children. It is very good so far. I need to finish it, and I'll probably make a video about it. I guess I can't say it's good if I haven't finished the book, but thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me today. I will definitely be seeing you soon, and I love you guys. Bye!